Hello, welcome to How to Play Paladins Guide for Dummies. Paladins is a first-person hero shooter game. There are multiple game modes. Let's talk Siege, its main game mode. It starts with champion selection. Currently there are 36 champions and they can be divided in 4 classes: tank, healer, damage, flank. We'll talk about weakness and strength of each class later. For now, pick a champ, any champ. I'll pick this healer. Now the game starts and you are asked to select a talent or legendary card. This will greatly affect the playstyle you want to have with this champ. If my team wants to play in a group, I will take the talent that heals multiple of them. If the enemies have champ that can kill me very easily or are likely to target me, I'll pick the talent from which I can heal from a long range so I can be at a safe distance. Then the game asks you to pick a loadout. Loadouts work best when they are made according to the talent you would be playing with. Let's say if I choose a talent that is focused around doing more damage, I'll make a loadout to make my damage more consistent, or if my talent is focused around healing, I'll try to make a loadout to make healing better. The objective is to get the capture point before enemy does, and then try to push the payload to the enemy base. Capture progresses only when members of one team are on it. So if enemy team member is on the point with you, neither of the team gets the point. Similarly, to push the payload you need to keep the enemies away from the payload, so they can't contest payload. Capping the point and pushing it completely to the enemy base gets you 1 point each. Defending the payload gets you 1 point, but only till you are at a maximum of 3 points. So, if you are already at 3 points, defending the payload won't get you any point at all. First team to get 4 points win. Fun fact, when the score is 2-0 or 3-1, the game has comeback mechanics to favor the losing team. Their capping speed gets 16.67% faster. That's 3.5% of capture per second instead of 3% per second. In every siege map more or less, capture point has multiple routes to it and alongside it. These side routes or flank routes are used to flank the enemy backline to disturb their formation. In Onslaught or Deathmatch, the objective is to get more kills and not to die and to capture the area. Now during a match, items are very important as it gives you an additional advantage during the match. Note that these items are same for every champ in both teams. Some champs are good with some specific items and some are bad with some. For example, an item which increases the damage is good on someone with high damage compared to someone with low damage. But an item that reduces healing just by the virtue of its hit and not the damage numbers is good with everyone, but exceptionally good with rapid fire champions, like a submachine gun kind of champion. In a team, it's better to let the high damage ones have the damage amplifiers and the ones who don't have high damage cut off the healing. The match begins with 400 credits or the currency that you use to buy items for the match. You gain more credits if you do what your champion is supposed to be doing. Healers get extra credits for healing, damage gets more for damaging, tanks for taking damage and not dying, and for capturing the point and pushing the payload, and flanks get more for finishing the kills. You can only buy items in spawn room, so if you die in a match, make sure you buy your items before you leave the spawn room. You can buy while you are dead and not respawned. You can come back to get the items too. Tips: Cauterize or Caught, ironically named, is kind of an OP item. It cuts off the healing to a maximum of 90%. So if you're a champ who gets involved in 1v1s or extended fight, it's pretty good for you. Another tip: you can heal by going out of combat too. So if your healer is busy or is dead, run away from fight. Don't fire. Few abilities are safe to be used and don't put you back in combat, like movement abilities. After a few seconds, you will go out of combat and your HP will start regenerating on its own at pretty fast rate. Tip: the speed at which you cap the point is same if you are alone on the point or if you are with 5 people on the point. So, a good idea is to let 4 members of your team move forward and let one long range or healer or someone stay back to capture, while the others move ahead and zone the enemies who are respawning and coming towards you, and spawn camp them or disrupt them just by dismounting them. This means just to get them off their mounts. This greatly staggers the enemy and make them walk towards the point, which generally takes much longer than using the mount. However, it is important to hold all the angles so they don't slip past your team and kill that lonely person on the point. Now let's talk about champions and classes and their roles. There are different classes and each class specializes in special tasks. The champions in tank or frontline class are bulky. They have shields and can take a beating before going down, but they are slow and mostly effective in short range. Champions in healer or support class are good in keeping others alive and may even provide assistance with crowd control abilities or just to disrupt the enemies. They have medium health and medium range and medium damage. Damage class provides consistent damage. They have high damage, medium to long range and medium HP. Flanks provide short burst damage, but they have fast mobility. This helps them to get in enemy backline and ruin the enemy formation. They have higher damage but very low HP, so they are kind of like glass cannon. Now, if the enemy team is approaching your team, what would you do? A. Keep your healers in front. B. Keep your front lines in front. C. Keep your damages in front. Or D. Keep your flanks in front. The right answer is front lines, obviously. Reason? If you put someone with lesser HP or someone who can't tank the damage, he would probably die with the amount of damage he would take. And no healing is as fast as the damage. In general, damages shred tanks, tanks out-survive flanks burst kill damage and healers can save tank as well as the whole team. Obviously your playstyle, your aim, all of these matter. If you still don't have an account, there's a link in description. Go make an account and give it a try. If you still have some questions, post it in comments. I'll try to answer it for you.